Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's almost 8 p.m. and I'm in the side of the Happy Land Center here at the Bangkok MRT station on the yellow line. The fancy Bangkok Mall's just across the way. I just had dinner over there with Boone, and she had to head home, get ready for her day tomorrow. This is the motor taxi stand for the area, the mall, and it's pretty close, half a block to the MRT. So these bikes will get you all over town. Plus there's a series of vans and bot buses. I don't fully understand the system. It's all in Thai, but they'll get you to the different neighboring areas that there's not a train. But I'm just out doing a little exploring. I like these, always have. I like these old walk-ups, but these are the classics. No fancy refurbished units like you might find around Sukhumvit here. It's old school. For the most part, it's a business down below, and then the guy's family maybe living up above. And just for instance, that barber shop right there says 100 baht compared to 450 is pretty common in the Sukhumvit area. Of course, that barber's going to speak English and not I don't know, mess up your hair. I'm not saying this guy will, but there's going to be a conversation that's going to have to be done on Google Translate, and you may or may not be the only expat he's cut. And 90% of Thais like that number one, high and tight on the sides and around the ears, and then they could have 10 inches of hair, you know, on top. So that's oftentimes the first thing they're going to do. I've said it over and over in different videos, and a couple of people have said, yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. They just kind of, you know, buzzed around the side of my head and then said, okay, what kind of haircut do you want? So that's not going to happen at some of the more expat places that are going to be, 400 baht. Different little night markets and all. Yeah, it's a fun area to check out. The inside of that Happy Land Center, there's all kinds of shops, and it's a little like MBK. You can find different things like movies that are probably still in the movie theater. They might be available on a disc there, and all kinds of used clothing. Boone likes to go what I would call thrift shopping, you know, going through the racks, and shoot, most of that stuff still has a Goodwill tag on it. So I'm sure it was thrown in a shipping container at some point and it made its way over here. But sometimes you can find some interesting things. I was with her about a year ago, and I was digging through all the black t-shirts. They're all neatly put on the racks in color order, and I found some different concert t-shirts and all. I didn't get them. I don't know, I've got a couple of concert t-shirts left, but that's not the majority of my wardrobe these days. But I found a Glamis store, if anybody's familiar with the sand dunes there in the Imperial Valley, about 100 miles inland from San Diego. So Glamis store t-shirt. I had to come to Bangkok, Thailand to find. It was I think it was a super extra large or something, so I took a pass. And Happy Street, yeah, there's all kinds of clothes in there, secondhand. Again, they're things that probably didn't sell at a thrift store in the U.S. or Australia. And it just ended up over here in bulk. The majority of the t-shirts were going 4 for 100 baht, which is a little under $3 US. Give you a little peek inside the Happy Land. Is this a post office? No, it's a postal store. And massage, I believe. There's all kinds of items in here. And again, if you're like me, you're gonna have to break out that Google Translate to do a lot of these transactions. I assume these are 20 baht items. Oh, I forgot, better talk over this copyrighted music. That's the only thing that's oftentimes going to be in English in many parts of Bangkok, is the music. And ladies getting their nails done. All kinds of action. It's nice and cool outside, which is a nice change. More little shops and hair salons. Like hair extensions, 500 baht. Deluxe hair. It's all in Thai, but I see 200 and 300 baht. Oh, here's the Thai lottery. I always get Bourne a ticket. They pull it on the 1st and 16th. She's never won a dime, and I pulled one the other day, and it ended in 2 sevens, and she goes, "Oh, sevens, that's the worst." Oop, tripped on the stairs there. Yeah, those are a little uneven. She said, "Thanks, but I don't know about those sevens," and it paid, I think, 3,000 baht. So now she says, "Yeah, you pull any ticket you'd like." I think I'll try to find some more sevens just to see if that rattles her a little bit. The tickets are already printed out, and you just pay either 100 baht or 200 baht, and the payout's a little bit different, I guess. I think I mentioned they pull it on the 1st and 16th. More 50 baht tops. Again, the bags, they just come and go. They work hard, kind of putting them in some sort of order. 20 baht. Some of the, I guess, better items are on the inside for 100 baht and that type of thing. Well, just like thrift stores, shopping in the U.S., you can find some hidden gems in there. Bourne kind of knows what she was looking for. I was in there with her the one time, and she found, it was like a Calvin Klein t-shirt or something, and yeah, I don't think it was an imitation. I looked at it pretty hard. It had all the correct tags on it and all, and it felt like nice material, and it was like $1.50. So who knows? Every now and then you'll run across something like that in the U.S., but for the most part, the flippers, eBay people, whichever, they're in those thrift stores night and day. I used to do that with books. I would go into the different thrift stores, swap meets, and I had all these apps on my phone where I could scan the barcodes on the books, especially like medical books and college books. You would scan it, and one time I found a book. It was selling for 600 bucks online. I think I did sell that thing. I sent it into Amazon, and they sold it on my behalf. I think I got 575 bucks for a book I paid $1 for. Pretty sure those days are long gone. I've been watching the stereo guy. Forget what he is. Skylab in Iowa. He is kind of saying the same thing. Gone are the days of going into the thrift store and finding whatever turntable for $5 and putting a needle on it, and you know, you might have a turntable that's worth 500 bucks. He said everybody knows what they're worth now. This is La Prau, and there goes the yellow line heading in the direction of La Prau at the blue line, blue MRT, and then you can hop on the train there and head off towards Sukhumvit and the Asok Junction. And that's probably just what I'll do to get home. The other option would be to go on the yellow line in the other direction quite a ways, 30 minutes maybe, 25, and then you end up at Samrong on the light green line, and then you need to go from Samrong in the direction of On Nut, and then on and on. So even though I have to change trains 3 times, going towards La Prau and then to Sukhumvit, I'll probably do that just for to save time. The changing trains is no big deal. Everything's cheaper out here. Little light comforters for the kids, I guess, 200 baht. Well, some things, the price, it is what it is. If you're at the stands there on Sukhumvit or here, but you're not going to find too many, whatever this is, 50 baht racks to maybe find that hidden gem. And here is the salon. I see 80, 120 baht, 150, 200. I'm sure some of the salon prices are around Sukhumvit are much more than that. There's a lot of beautiful ladies running around that area that have to keep appearances nice, especially at some of the different bars around town. That is the Bangkok Mall just across the way. I'll go ahead and run over there and just give you a quick peek. It's your basic mall. I kind of like it though, compared to Terminal 21 with its little stands of, I don't know, like this is the island wear guy. This Bangkok, it's just super mellow. There's a Foot Locker and an Adidas store, I think, all that kind of thing. But then there's just all these other little stores that just have a mishmash of everything, all kinds of cheap electrical cables and adapters, anything you need. At Terminal 21 and the mall by my house, Emporium, oftentimes it's $6 or $7 to get that USB whatever cable you need. Where here, yeah, it's going to be a Chinese brand or whatnot, but it's going to be 60 baht. The one at Emporium for $7 is probably also from China. It just comes in a package that says Belkin. And there's one of the neighborhood tailors hard at work, and to the right I saw this like group of people sitting there. I was wondering what was going on. It's an ophthalmologist. He's got his little machine and people are sticking their eyes in it and he's changing the different lenses, and then I guess he's got a bunch of pre-made type lenses and just pops them into the frame and off you go. Yeah, no whatever $500 US prescription going on there. I think it's just these folks probably need something above just basic reading glasses you can find everywhere. And he's doing business. I'm gonna stick the camera in anybody's face, but let me see if I can give you a peek. Yeah, just no frills eyeglass man. So let me cross over. You can see they have a nice walkway similar to the one at Prompong. So let me get up and over and I'll give you a peek in the Bangkok Mall. Just a quick one. I need to jump on the train and get out of here. This is looking down La Prau. Yeah, if you're the I didn't come to Bangkok to see one other expat kind of guy, and I'm absolutely going to learn Thai in 1 month and speak it every day, this would be a good place to do it. And if you had to head over to central Bangkok, 25 minutes away, maybe 30, you'll find everything you need, or some things you don't need in here. Dairy Queen, all the different Western options. I am going to walk downstairs. They have a nice waterfall feature here. And Boone said there's stingrays in the pool below. Let's go check that out. This area, it's all food court right now. The last time I was here, which was 6 months ago, 3 months ago, I don't know, it was electronics. It's just kind of the pop-up area. And there's the waterfall. I thought it came all the way down here, but looks like I need to go up there to try to find these alleged stingrays. You will find plenty of expats in this mall. If anybody lives out in this area, this is probably one of the main spots they're going to shop. And I did talk to the folks at AIS here, and they all spoke English, so it's not 100% Thai, but just getting out and about. It's definitely a little bit more Thai than not. I don't know, she might have been messing with me. I don't know if there's any stingrays in there. Yeah, this is only 6 inches deep. I think she was pulling my leg. Unless they're up on the top deck. I just shot her a message. She didn't answer, so she might be grabbing a quick shower. And then I'm gonna head on over towards the yellow line. No, she just sent me some picture. She thought it was down here though. So it's not on the mezzanine floor or whatnot. So I'm gonna go take a look up there. I think that's the 3rd floor or 1st floor, but it's actually basement, mezzanine. How do you say that? Mezzanine. And then the 1st floor. Mezzanine was the word I was going for, and I didn't even say it correct there. Mezzanine. Now she just sent me a message and said it's not at the waterfall. So I'm gonna wander around. I'm gonna find this thing now. She says it's next to a gold shop, so that helps me with the probably 32 gold shops in here. 95% of these malls are going to have all the higher end brands. Even out here, Guess, Gucci I think is here. There's no shortage of Thai folks with cash. There's some Samsonite luggage. Levi's. Yeah, I can't find this silly pond. The only one I see is that waterfall. Okay, I found it. I'm on the first floor looking down. Boone said this is the best place, but it might be harder at night. I think I see a bunch of koi in there. I might see a stingray. I'm gonna go down and take a look. I was always not afraid of the stingrays, but I thought the whole tail could kind of get you. But really, it's just like a little 2-inch thing on the tail. I was diving somewhere, and the guy was kind of pulling them out of the water and showed us exactly the part that stings you. So now when I'm diving, no problem. I just go through a whole pile of those stingrays. And I guess Boone wasn't lying. Gold shop here, gold shop there, and another gold shop. They're closing up. It's about 8:40, so maybe this mall closes at 9. I'm not sure. All kinds of gold. And here it is. Let me see if I can find one. Maybe they're just little guys. These are just koi. Go check the other pond. Well, I haven't seen any stingrays. It is a black bottom, and they're usually dark gray or blackish, but man, that is a monster of a fish. There's another one kind of on the right there. Oh, no, I thought that might be a stingray right next to that. Can't tell if that's a rock. I don't know. Boone said I want to see the stingray. I'm trying to get it for her. Okay. Nah, I can't tell. That's just pain on the bottom now. Okay, so I found one big stingray. He's under the fish there. He's just kind of sleeping, and there's his tail. Yeah, kind of hard to see. That thing's huge. But she showed me a TikTok or something, and they were, I don't know, they get fed at some time or not, and they were kind of dancing on top of the water. But this is the only one I see so far, unless there's only one in here. Hey, well, that's that. At least I found one of them. I think Boone said she thought there was only one. Don't know, but she said they've all been here more than 20 years. Well, there you go. If you're up for a little road trip, come on over here. The Bangkok stop on the yellow line, not far from Terminal 21. I don't know. Maybe I'll time it on the way home. I was going to say 25 minutes. I don't know. Let's run the clock. And at 8:45, most of the shops are closing up. As I'm walking out, it said they're open till 9 p.m. And now I got to go back and double check when they open. 9 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Sunday through Thursday. 10 in the morning till 9 p.m. and then 10 in the morning until 10 p.m. on Saturday. What does that say? Friday, Saturday, and public holidays. There you go. A little less traffic out here, I guess, to keep the mall open at 10 p.m. on a weekday. Although there's still a ton of people in there at 8:45. Now there's a nice walkway to the Bangkok MRT on the yellow, but I'm going to go ahead and count that. I'm going to turn the timer on now and then go down and change the yellow to the blue line, and then the blue I'll take up to Sukhumvit right under Terminal 21. Let's see how long it takes. If you're planning on coming out for a visit or possibly living out here in a little quieter area. There's another large food court right next to the mall with another big second hand in that big Quonset hut type buildings. And it's not super close. It's not walking off the BTS at Asolk and straight into Terminal 21. It was about a 5-minute walk to get over here. And the trains slow down a little bit past rush hour. It's almost 9 p.m. So So I'll probably wait another 3 or 4 minutes for the next train. I believe this is the very first macro in all of Thailand. All these trains, it's a game of chess. I mean, if you really love En Route, well, yeah, try to get yourself a place right in En Route, not 5 stops away, if that's what it is, up to Bering, just because you save 2,000 baht a month. Live where you want to live, and the whole, I'm only 6 or 7 train stops away. It's just a hassle, just walking up the stairs. It's a little bit of cost, but then waiting for the trains on and on. Just much easier to walk everywhere you want to go, and in my view anyhow. Of course, budgets, other things dictate where you're going to live, but if you don't really care about spending 25,000 baht instead of 14, 15,000 baht, you also have to take into account switching from the BTS to the MRT. I know it's a bit of a pain here on the yellow to walk over to the blue. It's a junction, but it's also a bit of a hassle and a bunch of stairs. Maybe there's an elevator in there you can use, but you're standing there with 20 people, pushing into it. I'll make my way to the stairs and let the little old ladies use the elevator. Siloam and Saladang, again, really only the Asok BTS and Sukhumvit MRT, that's a pretty seamless transition. Siloam and Saladang, that's another good walk, probably a big 2-block walk to go from the subway MRT up to Saladang BTS. And I didn't even think about it. I just put 1,000 baht on my rabbit card here at the MRT, and she didn't bat a lash. I knew you can use the rabbit card, but I probably would have put money on it at an actual BTS station, but it wasn't a problem. I guess they can fund the MRT or rabbit card. I have to say, being primarily used to the Sukhumvit light green line, this yellow, it's pretty bumpy and jerky for a brand new plane. It's a monorail, but it has these kind of tires that ride up against the rail. So I don't know, maybe that's leading to the herky jerkiness, but if you're a little I don't know, motion sick, that kind of thing, this is definitely bumpier than any of the other trains I've been on. Yeah, I'm not sure if this section is riding on the tires. It definitely feels like we're driving down a bumpy road. Again, I'm not bothered by it. I'm just throwing it out there. Right here, this is actually a very smooth section. We just came off a super bumpy, and as we pull up to the train station here, try to show you how it kind of jerks to a stop. Let's see, it seems like it stopped, and then right there, big jerk right there. There's no operator on the train. It's just all computer driven. And I went ahead and restarted the timer when we took off from Bangkok. We're here in 13 minutes, but I'm gonna say it's a 5-minute walk to connect over to the MRT Blue. In fact, I'm not even positive how to do it. I usually just follow the crowd, and sometimes they use this elevator over here in the building. Other times you have to go down a couple of 3 or 4 flights of stairs. So let's see what's happening tonight. Go hop on the MRT Blue. And everything is clearly marked in English and Thai along with the announcements. Good signage. Do a U-turn, head exit 3 for the MRT Blue line. Just like the crowd, you kind of go up here into this parking garage and then head over there. And that's where 20 people are usually waiting for a small elevator. And I normally go down the stairs. I'll have to, yeah, see, they're all going into that little tiny elevator. It's not the easiest system compared to going from the BTS. Yeah, now these people are all waiting for the next elevator. So I'll probably do what I always do and head down whatever it is, 6 sets of stairs. I got lucky there. I fit into one of the elevators and went down to the basement, and it brings us right to the train. Well, I think we still go down an escalator a level. And I did use my rabbit card on the MRT yellow. No such luck on the MRT blue. You can use your Visa, although lately my US Visa's been acting up on the little buzzer. My Bangkok Bank Visa will work, but I normally just buy a ticket. I'm on the MRT, so infrequent. And 20 minutes since Kapi, we're getting on the, well, I was going to say we're getting on the next train, but this train, something is weird. The lights are off and the doors aren't opening, so I guess it's just repositioning. You can take a look at the maps, or when you come down, it'll tell you, yeah, it was just a repositioning, I guess. It'll tell you a few landmarks, like this says we're going off in the direction. You can see it there on the right of Rama 9 or Sukhumvit. When you're traveling some distance on the train, say the light green line, I know at Mochit and Samrong, oftentimes they'll make you get off that train and it'll go up the track and turn around and head back in the other direction where more trains are needed, as opposed to going out to the end of the line. Keep that in mind if you're going to live right at that junction. That could get a little annoying. Not every train is going to keep running down the line. I thought my estimate of 25 minutes is not going to work. We're already at the 22-minute mark, so now let's hope for 38 minutes. We're a little further out here than I thought. We need to go Lat Prao to Ratchadapisek, Sudasan, Hue Quang, Thailand Cultural Center, where the new orange line will eventually connect. Rama 9, Phetchaburi, then Sukhumvit. So I missed my estimate by 1 minute, 39 minutes from Kapi on the yellow line, transfer over to the blue, and here at Sukhumvit. And I'm now going to jump up onto the Asok BTS. So there you go, 40 minutes if you need to come here to central Bangkok and add in maybe another 10 or 15 to get from your building. It's not too bad, but it's also not 5 minutes away. Keep all that in mind when you're making those decisions on living out further to save $100. Just depends how often you're going to come into town. So thanks for watching. I'll make plenty more videos and we'll hopefully see you soon. Have a good evening.